Hi everyone. I think it is a recording. I don't know why I struggle with this so much. I'm so not techie, but I am trying my best to get this going. So today I wanted to do sort of an introduction and share maybe my story and why I wanted to start this podcast, why I'm passionate about it, and what kind of stories we're going to be, or episodes we're going to be creating, both in English and Japanese, hopefully. So, hello, my name is Jenni. I am Japanese Canadian. My mom's Japanese and my dad is Canadian. And I was born and raised in Japan. And I was very lucky that even though my parents were split up, they both wanted me to speak both English and Japanese. So I never really had to learn either of the language as an adult. I was with my mom during the week and then with my dad on the weekends speaking English. So by the time I was about 5 or 6, I was completely fluent in both languages and bilingual. So I was really lucky that way. So 日本語にねするとジェニーです。日本とカナダのハーフで、日本で生まれて育って学校も日本で行ってたんですけど。ありがたいことに、お母さんもお父さんも、バイリンガルになれるようにっていう感じで、ちっちゃい時からずっと英語も喋れるように喋ってくれてたんで、5、6歳ぐらいかなには、日本語も英語も両方考えずにっていうのかな喋れるようになれてたんですごい感謝してるんですけどね。高校卒業してからカナダに来てるからもうだいぶ英語メインなんで日本語は結構たまに難しかったりしますね。久々に話すと大変というか。そうで今日はそのなんでポッドキャストを始めたいと思ってたのかっていうちょっとしたイントロダクションをしようと思って一人なんでちょっと結構緊張してるんですけどね。Yeah, so that was like my Japanese version of my introduction. And so the reason I wanted to start the podcast 3 or 4 years ago, I kind of was in a crisis, like midlife crisis, and I was pretty low. But I actually started diving more into some personal developments and reading books and listening to podcasts about working on myself. And I've never done that. I've never really even knew the concept of that beforehand. And so throughout and those, like, I've really transformed my mindset and just in general by going through and learning about all of this. And so I'm really in a good place now. Like, I'm training horses, I'm giving lessons, barrel racing, doing what I love and getting to pursue my dreams. And these are things I wanted to do, like 15 years ago, and that's something I never thought I could because, society tells us that you're not, like, dreams are dreams, right? You just go out, get a real job, and if I've kind of believe the statement of, if you do something you love, you don't get to make money. And if you wanted to make lots of money, you have to go, get a job that you necessarily might not like or, might not enjoy, but then you make money and you come back and you get to do something you like on the weekends, on holidays and things like that. But anyways, so I'm finally, going after what I really want to do, what I feel like have a purpose to do in life. And I would really like to share that with other people. And I would really hope to inspire other people to hopefully then they can, realize that you get to go after what you really want to do, and you don't have or some people might not even really know that, a lot of people are just kind of not sleepwalking, but just kind of living through day by day, going to work, coming home, making food, going to bed, just over and over and over again, and thinking that's normal. And if I can just even inspire one person to go, to go do something that really fills your soul and makes you happy, then, I would really feel like I'm doing something all right here doing the podcast. I'm also wanting to, I guess, inspire some people specifically in Japan to go out in the world, try new things, experience the different cultures. I feel like a lot of people in, if you grew up in Japan, you might be scared or worried to travel or leave the country, or there's a big language barrier and cultural differences. So I think it would be cool to share some stories and share some of my experience and share some, maybe travel experiences in English and in Japanese. It would help you learn English too. So, and also interviewing, people from different cultural backgrounds, whether it's somebody who is Japanese who are, out in the world doing really cool things, like my friend Hika. She's my high school friend who is just crushing it in Dubai, and she just travels around the world, which is so cool. So hearing stories from cool people like that, I think, is really valuable. Hearing about different cultures, different cultural backgrounds, living in different countries, I think they're all really, really cool stories. I have some really cool ideas of, or some guests that I want to interview. And yeah, so and it's a super cool experience for me too. So there is a selfish reason for doing this podcast too. Yeah, so と日本語にすると、やっぱり社会的な目線っていうか、なんて言うんだろうな、社会のこう体で言うと、こうなんですかね、大学卒業して、はい、職業決まって、みたいな、結婚して子供産んで、みたいな、そのストーリーがもう決まってるというか、それをこうちょっと覆したいじゃないけど、もうそれがいいっていう、全然それが多分自分にとっての道っていう人もいると思うんですよ。それはもう本当に、それでいいと思うんだけど、もし、こう、自分は何やってるんだろうとか、あんまりこう、目的を感じられないかったりする人 とか、あとは、好きじゃない仕事をしてる、お金を稼げるからしてるとか、そういう人がいたら、これを聞いて、自分のしたいことを、するのに、一歩踏み出す、後押しになれたらいいなって思ってて、だから、世界中で羽ばたいている人たち、それが私の友達だったりとか、全然、何ですかね、特別じゃなきゃいけないわけじゃなくて、全然普通の人たちなんですよ。で、だけど、そういう人たちが、世界で羽ばたいてる人たちを、インタビューして、その成功例とか、大変だったこととかの話もいろいろ聞いてシェアできて、それを聞いた人たち、聞くね、みんながそれを聞いて、私にもできるかなって思ってもらいたいっていうか、それで、私も世界に踏み出そうとか、これやってみようとか、っていうのを後押し、もしできたらすごいいいなって思ってます。このポッドキャストをすることによって。だからいろいろ日本人の人だったりとか、あとは他の国の違うね、文化のから来て違う国に行ったりとか、逆に例えばカナダにいる人が日本に行ったその経験の話をインタビューして聞いてみたりとか、すっごいいろいろアイディアはあるんですけど、なんでそれで、あとは日本にいる人でちょっと世界っていうか違う国に旅するのって少し怖いなとか心配だなとか、英語わからなかったりとか、英語はちょっと心配だなって思う人にもちょっと聞いてもらって、勇気づけがついたらいいなって思ってるんで、だからそういう理由で、そこのポッドキャスト始めたいって思ってたんですよね。日本語と英語、交互に行くのちょっと難しいね。it's like I have to switch off my brain so quickly, or switch my brain over from English to Japanese or Japanese to English so quickly. I'm struggling a bit. So, but that's okay. I think those are some of my reasons why I wanted to um start the podcast. I think it's just super cool way to share people's experiences, their success, their struggles. It's also, I think, a really cool way to, if you're not an English speaking person, I'm hoping you might be able to listen and pick up on some words. I'm gonna try and, go back and forth. If you are Japanese, go back and forth between English and hopefully explain some things in Japanese. I'm also super excited to have conversations with my bilingual friends, and we might just chat about fun things and we'll go back and forth. We'll be speaking half in English, half in Japanese, something fun like that too. So I'm super excited. What else? Yeah, and just in cultures in general too. There's such a big gap between different cultures. I grew up going back and forth from one of the biggest, I would say, gaps in culture, going between the westernized culture and then the Asian culture. It's so different, but it's not one's good or one's bad, and I would love to kind of close the gap of that, the unknown, right? It's usually when people don't know something, it creates fear, right? Or you just aren't sure. You might not travel to a certain country just because you're not sure about the culture or how to speak. So maybe this podcast would inspire someone to travel to a certain country, which would be super cool. I would love to share some my personal experiences from, traveling back and forth from a really young age. I actually, my first solo flight, I think I was about 7 or 8, and I bawled my eyes out the whole time. It was a super short flight, like a 40-minute flight from the Cayman Islands to Miami, or vice versa. I bawled my eyes out. And I still remember the couple's name. Actually, I don't know. I can't remember the guy's name, but the girl's name was Vivian. And she was sitting beside me or across the aisle. And she was so nice to me. And she wrote in my little notebook that I had. She cheered me up. And yeah, so I still remember that. But anyway, so I have some interesting experiences or travel experiences too. So I would love to share that in the future. And I would love to hear what, people would want me to share, or certain people they would love to hear me interview. So I'm super open to suggestions, and yeah, talk about some more personal development stuff, kind of incorporated some horse stuff. Yeah, I'm just super open, but I mainly, I think, wanting to share experiences and things people are doing all over the world. I think it's so valuable, and that things we can learn from. Yeah, so,さっきちょっと話してたのは、2、3年前ぐらいから、ちょっともっと自己と、パーソナルデベロット、日本語言えない。パーソナルディベロップメントっていう、日本語にすると、自己投資かな。自己投資の、本とか、ポッドキャストとかを聞くようになってから、いろいろもっと、自分の中でもっと目的を持った人生というか、なんて言うんだろうな、その適当な、これぐらいでいいやっていう人生じゃなくて、一度きりしかない人生だから、悔いないように、後悔ないように生きたいなっていう、大胆に説明すると、っていう感じの、っていう話というか、のが自己投資、っていうのかな。説明しづらい。ちょっと日本語で説明するの難しいんですけど。だからそういう本とかを読んだりとかするようになってから、もっともっと、やりたいことをね、もっと貫いて、笑われてもいいという。他の人にさ、インスタグラムとか載せたりとかして、なんて他の人になんて思われるんだろうとか、やっぱり思うじゃないですか。でも、そういうの気にしてたら、本当に自分の人生だし、他人に結局思われてもその人の人生じゃないから、その人関係ないし、結局なんかどうに思われてもいいじゃんって話なんですよ。よくね、考えると。だからそういう部分とかもシェアしていけたらいいなって思ってます。このくらいで今日の、あれですかね。今日のイントロダクションはこのぐらいでいいかな。あとなんだろう。もし聞きたいこととかあったら教えてください。Yeah, so I hope to, share some valuable, stories and insights and experiences, and I hope you all will, tune in and listen to it whenever you can or feel like it, in your car, when you're cleaning. And I'm really excited to keep or to get started, this is only my second episode, so I will make sure I keep going and see where things go and see who I get to talk to. I have some wish lists of guests in mind, but again, let me know if you have anybody you would like me to talk to or hear some stories from. And yes, but for today, I will say goodbye now, and I will see you or talk to you guys in my next episode. Okay, bye!